Coach, it was just your second game in over 3 weeks. Can you just talk about that situation? Was that by design, or it's just the way it worked out?
Yeah, you know what? It was by design. For one, we knew we were playing the MTE then. For one, and we was gonna get those 3 games in a row, which was our 3rd, 4th, and 5th games before the break. We could have played 1 or 2 more games before the break, but we knew during our schedule that it was a chance that Ronald Depp could be eligible, get the waiver and play right away, and there's a chance he couldn't. And we would rather play more games afterwards than before. That was 2 of the reasons, and the other one was that we had a lot of guys that had really tough classes this semester, and we thought that the last 3 days of class going into Thanksgiving and the reading days afterwards, we thought it was very important for us to be here so that we could do the very best we could with our class schedule. So those are the things that went into the break. I don't like a break. Hopefully going forward we won't have that big of a break, but it was kind of needed based on where we were at the time.
You seem to run most of your second half offense through Jesse Hill. What made you do that? Can you talk about his game?
Well, Jess and CJ right now are our 2 posts that can post up and really score. And when CJ was out, we posted Jess. You know, Jess can help space the floor, but Jess can post up as well. When Jess hurt his ankle, he kind of shied away from getting in the post. And so we really figured he wasn't healthy. You could tell. He's been doing more around the basket and in the paint. I think he's very good because he can shoot the ball, he can score, and he's quick. So I think a lot of post guys are going to have problems scoring him, and I think he can just continue to get better. You know, for a freshman, you know, to kind of get hurt, you know, 9 days before the start of the season, it's kind of a bummer because he was doing really well, and so all of a sudden you get hurt, and he actually practiced 1 day before he played in the MTE event and helped us up there. We wouldn't have had a chance against Northeastern and wouldn't have beat Miami, Ohio if he hadn't played. But he didn't play his best, and then you got to worry about his confidence. But he's working back to it. But I expect Jess to be able to post up along with CJ, and even when we get Ronald Depp, he's a guy we can throw the ball to a little bit.
Anything else, Coach?
Do you like playing these games, or would you maybe rethink it? It just seems like when a Division I plays a non-Division I, it's kind of a no-win because everybody in America expects you to win, and if you lose, it's a negative. Just what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would play all D1s. How we're going to get them here is always the question without having to give all return games. You know, if you look at UAB in our conference, if you look at ODU, they pay teams to come to ODU, to UAB. I know we all know that, right? So they can get a lot of home games. We can't get home games unless we normally do home and away. And so with our schedule being what it was, only way to get it under control going forward is we had to play a lot of away games. But in our conference also, if you don't have a 300 RPI, so a lot of the Southland, the MEAC, and some of the conference like that some of the other schools can play, our conferences kind of don't want us playing those games. Those are other Division I teams. You know, I would like to play maybe a Central Arkansas or, play Bethune, FAMU. I would rather play them because it's another good conference team, D1 school. But if I can play them here and don't owe everybody a return game, I do that as well. But our conference rather us play a non-D1 than a 300 RPI or higher. So some of it is in my hands, some of it is not.
You feel like that kind of, you were able to control down by the basket, get the offense working late in the game, that kind of pushed you through. And is that what you're looking for out of these guys, especially when Delph gets back?
Well, I think CJ CJ gets doubled every night, so evidently the other teams think that he's pretty good down there. He shoots a good percentage. He's got doubled every night of this season so far. Got doubled a lot last year, even with Justin Rapids. And so, what happens when you get a double team? It's another way of manufacturing easier shots. So hopefully inside-out play will be really good. They're doubling right now off of Matt, which they kind of did off Kevin Penn a lot last year because they're not a vertical threat. But when you get a big that you can look and throw it right at the rim and they can catch it, the tendency is tough to not double off that big right there. And if they do, you're going to give up the corner three. So we like to play inside out, whether it's through the post up or through dribble penetration of movement causes a chain reaction. So those are all the things that we're kind of looking for. And if they trap our pick and roll, we're able to find the shooters, and you know, that's not just us. I think everybody's probably trying to get that done.
Was it more excitement for a victory, or looking back at what happened with Warner, is it more relief for a victory today in the locker room?
No, I was excited for a victory. I told the guys at the Lipscomb, I tried to get the Warner game back at Lipscomb. You don't get the Warner game back now. We lost Warner. We learned from Warner. We're not going to go our whole season. Told Lord I lost to Warner. Warner came in. They played better than us. What did we learn from that? How do we go? Because the tendency is if I, as a coach, think about Warner, naturally they're going to think about it. I start with me. I blew the Warner game. We're going to get better and get it back. So I'm not worried about Warner. These guys are not worried about Warner. They had a great practice the day after that, which gave them a chance to go up to the MTE and play some great basketball up there. You know, Northeastern has kicked a lot of teams' tail, I think we've seen, including Miami. And we played them really well. Miami, Ohio, we beat a home game for them. And so we got over the Warner game. Warner's over. Bad loss? Absolutely. We can write it 100,000 times. It's a bad loss, but you get a bad loss, got to find a way to go get a great win.
Michael, thoughts on UCF Saturday and 5 games against pretty good teams
Good
away
teams.
from home?
Yeah, absolutely. UCF has Taco Falls, 7'6" kid, and they're gonna zone and try to funnel you to him. It's gonna be important for us to get that ball side to side, really focus on our mid-range game. You know, defensively, keep him above us so that he's not getting any dunks at the basket. But if you go to the basket, you can't flip, and you can't flip the ball. So that's something that we're gonna focus on tomorrow and Saturday morning. But they got AJ Davis and the other Davis kid that are long, athletic wings that are trying to play a little faster pace. But if we could continue to stay disciplined, move the ball, then when they take him out, they bring in McBride. So last year we was able to put McBride in pick and rolls and get some good shots. But our ball movement is going to be the key. We were better tonight moving the basketball. The most we moved the basketball, the most passes we made each possession all season, and that's kind of been the focus. After we come out of the East Carolina game, realized we weren't shooting it well. A lot of it was because we were taking shots at 16 on the clock, 2-pass shots instead of 4 or 5 or more pass shots. And so that's going to be important when we play them. Eastern Kentucky and Tennessee both are playing really fast. So it's going to be important to tempo the game. They play small, so we're going to try to pound the ball inside with both of them. And then, you know, Florida State is super talented. They're young guys, so hopefully we can run and mix up a lot of things against them to kind of confuse their young perimeter players that's scoring the basketball well, Bacon and Beasley. And then we got Hofstra on the road for Christmas, so hopefully we catch them ready to go on Christmas break a little faster than us.
Anything else? Thanks,
Thank you,
Coach.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right.